on our newest episode of Bear Talk. My name is Mariana Barham and I am the Social Networking Analyst at Bexar County Information Technology. Today we have a very special guest, Gilbert Gonzales. He's the Director of Mental Health Department here at Bexar County. Thank you so much, Gilbert, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Great. And we wanted to invite Gilbert to talk about mental health and mental illnesses here at Bexar County and what they're doing to help all our residents. So, Gilbert, if you can tell us a little bit about your department, your mission, what you guys do.
Absolutely, Mariana. In 2014, Commissioners Court actually created the Mental Health Department in an effort to continue the collaboration within the county to foster and improve mental health services. So what the Mental Health Department does is on a daily basis we work towards eliminating the gaps in treatment services. We work to leverage all of the resources that we can, and we work very specifically to eliminate the gaps in treatment. So we also happen to be one of the only mental health county-based departments in Texas. So that's a unique and distinctive feature.
That's great. And you mentioned that you guys work on certain projects for mental health. Can you talk about one that you're working on right now?
Absolutely. There are several initiatives, as we mentioned. The first initiative is called the Law Enforcement Navigation System, and that is literally a countywide, citywide, across all 29 of our city municipalities.
Okay.
And that initiative coordinates all of the emergency detentions and tracks them in such a way that that individual and the police officer involved are led specifically to the nearest available hospital, that they get there's a no refusal policy, so that that individual gets the help that they need. It may be that it's best that they go to a crisis center rather than a hospital.
Okay.
The last thing we want them to do is to wind up inappropriately incarcerated in jail. So this initiative is huge for many, many, many reasons, but not only will it increase efficiency and the effectiveness of our law enforcement service delivery system, but it also coordinates the services provided to that individual and addresses high utilizers. So it's a win-win for the community, for the individual, and for all our families.
Great. That's a great initiative.
That's just one.
That's one of so many that you have. And so I understand that your department wants to encourage, expand, and support effective mental health treatment. And this is for of course, our residents of Bexar County. So what action plan are you guys taking to make this happen?
It's a three-pronged approach. In the first instance, we want to make sure that we identify mental illness and substance abuse addiction at the earliest possible point. Secondly, we want to make sure that we address access to services. So there can be services available. Mm-hmm. But if you can't access them,
right,
it's not going to do any good. And then lastly, we want to address the gaps in those services. So if you have treatment, but you don't get the consistent treatment that you need, mm-hmm, that's really not going to do you much. So our department literally brings together all of our collaborative, all of our stakeholders together in a unified effort at strategically improving the mental health system of care.
Right. So not only do you raise awareness, but you also want to educate people about it. And there's usually, stigma around mental health. So you guys making that happen and raising that awareness, I think it'll make a huge difference for Bexar County.
Well, you couldn't have said it better. That is so important, because not only is a mental illness and a substance abuse illness debilitating, but it robs you of your own ability to help yourself, and sometimes you get embarrassed. So it's important for us to foster a feeling that it's okay to talk about it. It's
right,
okay. Everybody's going to be depressed at some point in their life. So we have special programs like mental health first aid, 8-hour mm-hmm, training.
Okay.
We have specific 8-hour, very popular training that we call nuts and bolts in mental health training for our attorneys, so that they know how best to represent. And we do talks and all kinds of seminars and so forth. We have a recognition of World Mental Health Day, and that's a big day where we celebrate just raising the awareness, right, as the first step to changing an inefficient system.
Right. And I mean, all your efforts, they sound like they're making a huge difference here in Bexar County. So I want to thank you so much for coming into our show, sharing all that information with our viewers and all the residents in Bexar County. And I also want to thank you for all the hard work your department is doing. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching as well. And if you guys have any questions, you can head on to bear.org and just search for mental health, the Department of Bexar County. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.